So in our previous class, we discussed different amazing ways of committing sinful activities. So we were discussing that there are various ways in which sinful activities can be committed. Even if someone is thinking in his mind certain thoughts, sinful thoughts, then that is also considered to be sinful. But it is not considered as sinful in Kali Yuga. So this is benefit of Kali Yuga. But then also we should save ourselves for thinking about such thoughts. Because whatever we think in our minds, we tend to follow it in our actions. Whatever we think in our mind, we tend to speak it out from our tongue. So better to stay safe. Do not think about these things. Just make yourself too much occupied in Krishna's services that you don't get time for these unnecessary things. If accidentally also, if accidentally you think these thoughts if come in your mind, then you immediately you can start chanting Hare Krishna, or you can immediately start hearing about Krishna. This is the best way to save oneself, to save ourselves from such thoughts. So this happens with me as well. Sometimes I often remember whatever happened in past life, and not past life means when we were not Krishna conscious. So we often remember all those incidents which happened with us in our past. So immediately you should try to come in present moment, and you can divert your mind towards Krishna. You may hear any Hare Krishna Kirtan, or you can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So immediately, this is the way to save ourselves from all these things. And this really works. Many times devotees tell me this thing, that sometimes we become so lazy, we don't feel like hearing about Krishna. But then also, somehow, we just, we just start the recording, we hear. So when we start hearing about Krishna, when we start hearing the recordings, so it becomes natural to go in the flow. So it really helps. Okay, moving forward now. The point is that sinful activities can be committed in so many ways. One may think of them, or one may speak sinfully, or one may actually commit a sin. In any case, they are all considered sinful activities. 𝗰𝗵𝗵𝗴𝗿 narakan upeti. One has to suffer punishment for such activities. So today morning when I was hearing uh, from His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj, so he was telling same thing, that one should not think that these things, they are just, people are saying these things just for the sake of saying. This is not reality. Who has seen these hellish planets, or who has seen that one have to suffer for whatever sinful activities they have committed? But this is true, and we get to know this from our Vedic scriptures. Whatever being mentioned in Vedic scriptures, in 𝗃𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗺, Bhagavad Gita, that is true. It's not that acharyas are just saying those things just for the sake of saying. The information, the knowledge which is given in Vedic scriptures, it is very true. And one has to suffer punishment for whatever sinful activities they do. That's why you will see such people who are so much engrossed in ignorant mode. They commit so much sinful activities. They consume non-veg, or they behave very bad with other people. They abuse. So they're kind of always disturbed. You will see how their consciousness is. Have you ever seen such people? Just observe how dull their consciousness is, how disturbed their consciousness is. So these things really impacts. People do not believe in a next life because they want to avoid botheration and punishment. But the next life cannot be avoided. Same thing Maharaj was telling, related to this context only, that people, they don't want to uh, they don't want to speak about the opulences of Krishna, the God, basically. That's why they say that God is formless. If they will accept God, that God is not formless, God has beautiful transcendental form, then they will have to actually explain about the transcendental formation of God. Means they will have to, work hard to know about God, how God works, or what are the opulences of God. They will have to work hard to attain this knowledge. So, because of this reason, also, they just say that God is formless. So, same way, people, they want to avoid, they don't want to believe in next life or all these spiritual things, to avoid botheration and punishment, and basically they want to save themselves from any hard work. It is not hard work at all, but it's just they are like this only. They are lazy. They don't want to serve God, they don't want to serve Krishna. They will serve people of this material world, and people are serving. Today only, when today that Prabhuji, he was telling that he do many services for free. He donate his time, his energy in many things. So today he shared with me that yesterday he shared that I donate my time to Vice President of USA, and I make calls to people to help them. So I was thinking maybe he was doing job. So he said, no, I'm not doing job. I'm doing it as a service. So immediately thinking this thing, that's, are you able to catch this point? That our constitutional condition is that we want to serve. So in my mind, I was thinking that if you really want to donate your time and energy, then why not to donate it to Krishna? But just because people have no, idea about this auspicious knowledge, they don't have this knowledge. That's why they are, let's say, wasting their energies, their time in serving, these unnecessary things. They are wasting their times in serving materialistic people, and they will not get any benefit of these. Now, you only tell me what benefit that person will get if he's serving vice president, and making such calls for helping people. On the contrast, if he was serving Krishna and he was helping other people to preach this auspicious knowledge of Krishna, then what to say of his great fortune? So people are so much in ignorant mode. That's why it is important that we tell them that we have been given this human form of life to serve Krishna. So this was really amazing point which I was thinking today, that yeah, our constitutional status that we always want to serve. But just because any person, any individual is not aware about where to invest his energy, so he end up investing his energy in all these things. I was feeling kind of bad for him. But anyways, he is in the process now. Gradually, he will understand everything. So yeah, people, they just want to avoid botheration and punishment, but the next life cannot be avoided. Next life cannot be avoided. It is a well-known fact that we must act according to law, or we will be punished. In this material world also, it is like this. If one commits criminal activities, the state will punish him. Sometimes, however, a criminal may escape punishment by the state, but this is not the case with God's law. God's law. Okay, somehow, if any person, he may save himself by the punishment of the state. But any person, he cannot be saved with God's law. You just hear this katha of Ajamil by His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj. He explained it very, very nicely. So you will see servants of 𝗰𝗵𝗵 ji. They came to take Ajamil for his bad deeds, whatever he did throughout his life. They were kind of, they were very angry on that, on Ajamil. They were very, very angry that he committed only sins throughout his life, etc., etc. But fortunately, uh, devotees of Krishna came there to save him because he said Narayana many times. The name of his son was Narayan, so he was speaking Narayan again and again. So the moment once he said Narayan, his all the sinful activities got vanished. So that's why he was saved. And amazing thing was that at the end of his life, he said Narayan. He called Narayan his son, but then also because Narayan is the name of Krishna, that's why he was saved. So are you getting this thing that no one can be saved with God's law? One can cheat others, commit theft and hide, thereby saving himself from the punishment of the state. But one cannot save himself from the superior law, the law of nature. So later Maharaj was quoting this shloka in which basically 𝗰𝗵𝗵 quoted this shloka. He was instructing his servants that any person who has not said Krishna or any name of Krishna even for once, then you have to take that person to hellish planets. If he has not said Krishna for even once. Now, servants of 𝗰𝗵𝗵, they were so much discouraged. Oh, then we will not find such person. It is not possible because this is definite that any person he might have said names of Krishna even once in his life, but this is not true. This is not true. You will find many, many people in this world only, on this planet, who has not even heard the name of Krishna, any name of Krishna, even for once in their whole lives. There are such people in other countries. So, okay, suppose if any person, he is dumb, he cannot speak, then what to do with them? Okay, if they cannot speak, but they might have meditated the names or about Krishna in their minds. If he haven't, basically, if any person, if he does not get in connection to Krishna anyway, then he will be, he will be punished. He might be doing, lots of piety, very, very nice, good deeds, but then also if he did nothing for Krishna in this human form of life, then he will be punished. He will be punished in hellish planets. This is what Yamraj was telling in this shloka. So yeah, one might save himself from the punishment of state, but one cannot save himself from the superior law, the law of nature. It is very difficult because there are many witnesses. The daylight is witness, the moonlight is witness, and Krishna is the supreme witness. Thus, one cannot say, I'm committing this sin, but no one can see me. Have you ever done this? Like, suppose you are there in the room, you are alone in the room, or basically in your house also, no one is there, and you might be doing something strange in your house, and you were just thinking in your mind that, oh, no one is here in the house, no one is watching me, I can do anything as per my wish. But it's not like that. Okay, people around you, maybe they are not visible, maybe they are not watching you, but what Prabhupada ji is saying, that daylight is witness, moonlight is witness, and Krishna is the supreme witness. Do you know in Srimad Bhagavatam class, Prabhuji explained this thing that uh, Kal, Kal is basically something who is always watching people, continuously, constantly watching people, and basically Kal is reducing the life of people who are not doing anything for Krishna. He's just watching very sharply each and every being, especially human beings, because we are blessed with elevated consciousness. So, Kal Kal is a person, and Kal is watching every person, every being, every person, and Kal is actually reducing the life of the people who are not doing anything for Krishna. Now, throughout our day also, if we talk about devotees only, throughout our day also, there will be some moments in which, like this happens that even person has come in this process of Krishna consciousness, but then also sometimes he want, he just want to spare some time for me time. Now it's enough. We have been serving Krishna Now it's enough. Now I want me time also, time for myself also, time for Maya also. I want to serve Maya also. So this is very dangerous because that time Kal is watching. This was kind of, frightening for me when I was hearing this, that that Kal is watching us constantly. So intelligence is that whatever we are doing throughout our day, we just do it by connecting with Krishna. Krishna should be in our consciousness every time. And it's really not that hard. If we decide to do like this, then we will do it. It's not difficult at all. You can connect it in any way. So sometimes what I do is when I, use my mobile phone. So while scrolling down, scrolling my phone, I just constantly chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even though if I'm not able to hear it, but then also. So this is also one way to save ourselves. And see, beauty of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is that whatever thing you are doing, if you are not using your tongue in that particular work, whatever you are doing, or even if you are not using your mind much in that particular thing, so you can constantly chant this Mahamantra. Even if you are not able to hear it. I'm talking about extra Mahamantra. Not, you don't have to do this with your 16 rounds. When we are chanting our rounds, we should chant it very, very nicely and consciously. But when whatever you are doing, you are walking, you are traveling, you are going to take groceries. So even if, playing katha or kirtan is not possible for you, you can just constantly chant this mantra. This is best way to save yourself. You can even do this in bathroom while you are taking shower or whatever things. This is the beauty of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Let me share one pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu related to this. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and there was one devotee, probably Chota Haridas, like probably Chota Haridas was there. So, they went for washroom. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was in ecstasy. He used to be in ecstasy for Krishna all the time. So he used to constantly chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, holy names of Krishna. But one day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Chota Haridas went for, uh, you know, basically they went in a jungle for for passing the stool. So basically, that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not chanting holy names. He stopped himself because he was doing all those things. But Chota Haridas instructed him that why are you not chanting holy names of Krishna? You always chant. Then why are you not chanting it right now? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, because I am in this state right now. So how can I chant? So Chota Haridas Pandit told him that how can you confirm that uh, you know, you may not leave your body at this time. Possibility is there na that any person he went uh, in washroom and he may leave his body at that time as well. We have no control on these things. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that yeah, you are right. Now you are my guru from today. So basically, why I shared this pastime thing is that bottom line is that Hare Krishna Mahamantra can be chanted in any condition. This is the beauty of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In any way, it can be chanted in any way, in any condition. So why not to take full benefit of it? We should take full advantage of this opportunity. We should chant it anyway, whenever we get opportunity to chant. Even if you're not able to hear it nicely, then also you just keep chanting. You just keep engaging your tongue. Okay. So, Krishna is the supreme witness sitting within the heart. And he not only notes what one is thinking and doing, but he also gives the living entity facility. So one should know this thing. I was remembering one of my one of my pastime. It's not pastime. Means old days. I was remembering what I was remembering, that I was basically remembering the early days of me entering into Krishna consciousness. That I used to wake up at 5 a.m. I used to, open Bhagavad Gita, and I used to sit nicely and I used to just read it. However, I was not able to understand it. I was not understanding anything, but then also I was just reading it. I was just thinking that, yeah, reading Bhagavad Gita is very nice thing and we should read it. So I was just reading it and I was not conscious. I was not I was not understanding things. I was not grabbing knowledge. But then also I was just reading. So basically what happens is, when, see, Krishna is residing, he is sitting within the heart of every living being. We are talking about human beings specifically. So any human being, if somehow, basically Krishna is noticing. Krishna is sitting in our heart from eternal time, but then also he is very quiet. He's not speaking anything. Basically, he is not um, influencing us to serve him. You just think now Krishna is sitting in our heart, but then also he's not influencing us. He's not giving us any intelligence that we may serve him. You see now how people, they are engrossed in ignorant mode, but Krishna is not influencing them that they may serve Krishna. But Krishna is noticing this every single minute, every single second, that when will he desire even a little desire, when will he desire to do something for me? So I was really observing this thing, that I had this desire to read Bhagavad Gita, and I was doing it very, I was innocent in that. I was doing it. I'm not praising myself, I'm just telling this. So I was just observing that, yeah, I desired to read Bhagavad Gita. I desired to make some space in my life for Krishna. So that's why Krishna arranged the association of devotees in my life. And every devotee who is hearing this class, you just think about this, that earlier you might had some desire in your heart that you do something for Krishna. Maybe some devotee came in your life and they connected you with Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or they connected you with Krishna in any way. So you had that desire in your heart, that okay, if that person is telling me to follow this, I will do that. So you desire, because you had that desire to do something for Krishna. That's why Krishna arranged things for you. And Krishna is keep arranging things for you. Krishna is keep arranging things in easy way for you. Krishna is making things easy for us. Is it not? Just think of this thing. This is very, very amazing point. So he not only notes what one is thinking and doing, but he also gives the living entity facility. So even any person, if he is not desiring to serve Krishna and he is desiring to serve Maya, so Krishna sanctions that desire also. Krishna is sanctioning all those desires as well. Krishna is the one who is sanctioning everything. So with this, we will continue our discussion in our next class if Krishna is willing. We will stop here. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.